So a friend of mine says to me, I like those videos inspecting the F-150, but how about showing us something that you wouldn't buy, something with a problem? And I said, I've got just the thing. Join me in this edition of Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars. Welcome to another edition of Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars, where there is no script, just straight talk about buying and selling used cars. Before we get into our time together today, would you mind taking a moment and like and subscribe? It really does help us out, and I appreciate that. So let's get to my story. Got a good friend, lives in the state of Texas. He wants to sell his car. I'm going to Texas. It'll be fun. Let's sell a car together. So he tells me it's great except for one problem. I say, what's that? The engine's bad. Well, that's a big problem. So fly out to Texas, we hang out, I inspect the car, he does a video, and I want to show you what I found. I'm not going to show you everything from the video that we shot. I'm just going to show you the engine inspection, and it'll be very revealing. So join me and we'll come back at the end. All right, this is the 2.0 EcoBoost engine. This year of Lincoln's had an issue with some of the engines that caused them to fail early, and there was a whole big thing about recalls and little arguments with the company. In this case, this engine does have some damage, so we're going to start this engine up and take a look, okay? Now I can hear the engine running. It doesn't sound too bad. What I do hear is I hear what sounds like some rattle in the valve string. But I want to show you something here. Now if you can take a look and take a listen, you see that all that vapor coming up? You see the splatter of all this oil? Same thing when I take the dipstick out. You see all that? Watch my finger. Look at that. That, my friend, is called Blowby. And Blowby is a bad thing. Unless you are an experienced mechanic, and unless you're buying a car cheap, and you want to put a little time and money into it, you don't want to buy a car with Blowby. What this means is that there's a problem internally where the crankcase gases are escaping through the cylinders where the rings are. Don't know exactly what the problem is. What I do know is that in about 10 seconds it splattered that much, and you saw that. I don't care how good this engine sounds right now, this is the problem. This engine will need to be rebuilt, or it will need an engine replaced. So unless you got this car cheap, and I don't care how clean this car is, how well you detail it, and how well it presents, you're going to have to sell this to a buyer who is a mechanic, or who has a friend who's a mechanic, or is willing to take it and pay somebody to do it. And that's not me. So this is a car that I wouldn't buy. Now, when I was 30, I may have bought this car. I'm not interested in buying a car with this. But this was okay because it was really worth our time coming out. So to end the story, we spent some time cleaning up the car, completely detailed it, took great pictures, wrote a nice ad where we laid out all the good, but also we were very clear, very honest about the engine. Had a few calls, man came out, he drove it around, he knew some mechanical things, he said, I'll take it. We negotiated a price that was fair on both sides. Car went away, my friend was happy, and I got a steak dinner out of the deal, which is never a bad thing for me. So with that then, thanks for watching. This has been Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check me out at billrosenbooks.com. Learn more about the channel, learn more about my book, Bill's Guide, available on Amazon, and we'll see you next time.